Hey everyone, how's it going? Phil Monteleone, the book peddler here. I'm kind of making this video for my Facebook page because I had a local book pick, and I have a lot of locals that are subscribed to my Facebook page. So I figured I'd give them a look at the new material I got on a pick, all local stuff. If you're new to the channel, and there's much more as well, there's a lot of trapping books here that I'm going to go through, and a couple other odds and ends. I had to close the shop this weekend, kind of tweak my back. But besides the point, getting better. And so I'm going to show you guys these books. If you're new to the channel, hope you like and subscribe to it. You can stick with me on book picks, in-store, out-store activity, whole mess stuff. The channel's basically showing my life as a used book dealer and what I do and the new material coming in. So y'all have a chance to purchase the books as they come through. You get first eyes, okay, basically. So, okay, guys, let's get started. I'm going to go to the table and go through these books with you. So here we go on the first batch. Loomis Gang is really popular and big in this area. Frontier Justice, The Rise and Fall of the Loomis Gang. And of course, if you reach out and you want one of these books, I'll ship them anywhere in New York. What else is I going to say? Or you can come pick them up. I'll give you more detail on the condition and whatnot. A lot of Adirondack. Okay, so we'll just go through this. The Adirondack stuff is always very popular here. I've had this title in a number of times. Noah Jean Rondeau, the Adirondack Hermit. I actually have an original picture of him. He was a fiddle maker, bow maker. Very, very interesting guy. Adirondack French Louis, early life in the North Woods. All this stuff is very popular in my shop. I always try to get it in. The Last Real People. Meet Adirondackers who master mountains, the tough, caring, outlandish folk of the North Country. Few are left to know. Folklore, Shenango County, Volume 2. This is only Volume 2 of Echoes of the Past. This woman did phenomenal work on the history of green, and I saw these really quick. So there's Volume 2 if you need it. And actually, speaking of the Loomis Gang that I just showed you, show you this one, 9 Mile Swamp. Now, this book is first edition, the one I have, and these always go real well. And I've never seen one signed by the author, and there it is, signed. So that makes it all the more special. Take it to the title page. And I'll show you the 1941. So I've had a lot of different renditions of this book. I think this is the first time I have a true first edition, and signed by the author is remarkable. I don't see that often ever. In the 8 years I've done this, I've never seen one. Wilderness Patchwork by Willett Randall. Looks like a pretty interesting book here. So there's that one. Any Place Wild in the Adirondacks. This is a bunch of postcards. Okay. So the guy I bought these books off of is a big-time trapper in this area. Really great guy. So I actually picked this place years ago. Now here's some very popular titles by Roy Gallinger. I love these titles. This one specifically, Ox Cart Along the Shenango, is such a popular seller. It's all in Shenango County history. Campfires in the Forest, Stories of Shenango County by Gallinger. Sinners and Saints, Stories of Upstate New York by George Walter. Shenango Valley Tales by Walter, and Smoke Rings Over the Valley by Gallinger. I sell these books at an incredible pace, and again, I'll get you to the condition and everything. Here's a book on the Raymond Corporation. This town basically is what keeps green alive. So scoop that one up. Actually, there was a big Mrs. Raymond there was actually murdered. So that's another story. I don't know the specifics, so it was years ago. This was kind of neat. Clock System Rule Index, Shenango County. Very cool. You know, the covers are detached, but here's some, you know, old advertisement. And actually in the back, I'm not going to take you through this, but in the back is a cool map of Shenango County right there. So really neat, put up by National Bank and Trust Company in Norwich. So anyhow, I'll flip it real quick. So those are the local history books that I have. Really cool stuff. I'm actually going to show you a couple pieces now that I took a shot on. Oops, sorry. I took a shot on, and then I'm going to show you all the trapping books. I also got a bunch of minstrel music in, like Black Americana stuff. So I'll show you some of that. That's actually been selling very fast. So let me take you to these pieces here. There's like a pristine calendar. Compliments of the Rocco Brothers, Pennsylvania. Really cool. I'm starting to get into pieces like this, calendars and different ephemera. And here's a piece that I bought. I like the frame to it. This is like kind of embossed. It pops out. I was able to find a little information on it. I've come across a number in my years of doing this of like dead fish imagery, and they generally are good sellers. So I think I should be able to sell that without a problem. Okay, guys, I'll show you some of the trapping books here. Okay, so let's get into this. Here's some of the trapping. I put out the booklets, Harry Judkins Trapping Supplies. So that's just actually where you could buy some different supplies. Master Monk or Muskrat Methods by Daly, first edition. Got some fish and game syllabuses from the 30s. Fox Trapping Made Easy. Here's some Harding books are always good. Mink Trapping. The A.R. Harding books do not hang around long in my shop. It's not that they're all worth huge bucks by any means, but people enjoy them. So, and then the Science of Trapping, I've had Harding in continuously by Krebs. So this is, I think, the revised edition. Science of Trapping. Some good booklets here. That's another Krebs, The Trapper's Companion. I've had these in before, so I go with what I know sells. Successful Conveyor Trapping, Journal of a Trapper, Osborne Russell, Game Wardens vs. Poachers, Muskrats and Marsh Management. Now, I will say that, as I said, this guy was a big trapper, and he highly recommends this book, Trapping North American Fur Bearers by Stanley Hawkbaker. Said this was a really good book, and highly recommended it to anybody who was into this stuff. So we have a ton of booklets, and I'll just, move through these. Wilderness Tales and Trails, nice edible one. Trapping Handbook. Let me see these. He also had some Foxfires, so of course I bought those. To Your Own in the Wilderness. I've been selling Foxfires like crazy. Here's Robert Rurik. This author's very popular. I also had a 3-volume set on the Woodswoman. So I figure, bulk them together and make a listing. Let's see the other trapper books. High Volume Coon Trapping, Trapping and Tracking, Dynamite for Trapping, High Competition Beaver Trapping, Bottom of the Edge Mink Set. Go through these. So it was a really great, I've had this one before, really great lot. Animal Traps and Trapping. It was a really good lot of books. Here's some Beagle ones. And then I also had, there's a bunch of magazines here on trapping. I'm starting to list a lot of the older ones I have. Central Valley Railroad, a bunch of different trapping journals. So I'm going to flip it to myself real quick here, guys. Whoops. So when it comes to hunting and fishing section and outdoors section, the two most popular categories are hands down, they're gun repair and gunsmithing, and also trapping books. Even people that don't really trap enjoy looking at the trapping books, and they buy them. Those two subsections are the hottest sellers, and it's not that everything is worth big money, but they move pretty darn quickly, and online as well. So if anybody's out there selling, I just highly recommend you picking up the trapping books and things like that. And of course, the Upstate New York history, general New York history is always good too because of the location. Now I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you some minstrel music that came in. I already sold a couple rather quickly, and I started looking into it a bit further, and some of these are worth some really good money. And I've sold the best one so far. I'll show you one of those. So here we go. I'm just going to take you through a couple. They're going up on the seller site. Past That Possum. Carrie Mills. I think this is 1900. It's detached and everything. and it still sold very well. I love the content on here. I'll give you a close-up. It's just great, like folk art, Black Americana, again, always remains a very strong market, and I think will continue to do so. 3 Negro songs by Will Marion Cook. Let me see what else we got. It's all about like content with this sheet music. Motor King, I listed that. Let me see here. Christmas Valse. Black Hawk Waltz. Here's a really different one. Ethiopian Song. Very, very different. Let's see what else we got. If the Man in the Moon Were a Coon by Fred Fisher. And I'll just show you this last one, and then we'll get out of here, guys. Possum, the latest craze. He just can't wait to get his hands on some possum. So, okay, I think that's going to do it for this video. Well, I appreciate y'all sticking with me if you have. Basically, those were a nice pick that I had this week. Nice material. Guys, feel free to reach out and let me know what you want, because I'm going to start putting them online this week. And yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there. If you've made it this far, I hope you like the video and subscribe to my channel, The Book Peddler. And with that being said, everyone have a nice weekend and take care.